Hello, Central Region Familia. This is Adam, your friendly neighborhood MPD coordinator, with another episode of MPD Moments, your one-stop shop for quick hits of MPD goodness. First, as always, a little bit of housekeeping. This is the way. Well, let's be honest, there really isn't a lot of housekeeping this week. Keep up to date with your DonorElf, check in with your coach and your supervisor, and be sure to get outside sometime this week. All right, now on to this week's MPD moment. As we get closer and closer to the sprint, one thing that Kathy and I have been wrestling with is the image of a sprint itself, and how it doesn't actually represent what we're experiencing now and what we hope to experience as a familia in June. When I think of sprinting, I think of running track in high school. I ran the 800, which is 2 times around the track, or 2 laps. On that final home stretch, even though you're exhausted, you sprint or you kick, and that's when you push yourself as hard as you possibly can go to cross the line. Then after you cross the line, you fall down, you're exhausted, you're a little bit deflated or elated, depending on your time and where you finished compared to other runners, and you're also a little sick from running so hard. Now, if you ran the 100 or the 200, that is literally a sprint. You stay in your lane, you run as hard as you can for a short period of time, and your success is, again, based on how you compare to others or what standards you would kind of set for yourself. And everybody's doing the same thing, and so you're really comparing yourself to one another. Now, Familia, this is not how we want to be as we enter into June. We don't feel like we just need to get through it, or we don't want to feel like we need to just get through it, even though we're tired from everything that's come before as we've dealt with moving our campus work to online and dealing with social isolation, and we maybe have family members who are self-isolated themselves and dealing with all these different things. We don't want to run past the point of exhaustion and then just feel sick afterwards. We don't want to just stay in our lanes and end up comparing ourselves to those who are running next to us. That's not helpful, and ultimately that's not serving to us or to our partners. So, if that's not how we should be viewing the sprint as an actual sprint, how should we be viewing the sprint? As Kathy and I have been talking and praying, a few different images have jumped out to us, and we wanted to share those with you here. The first image is that of a gathering. What's the biggest benefit to us all focusing on MPD at the same time? It's the fact that we're all together, doing this together. This sprint is about us coming together with what we have so we can share all of ourselves with each other. If you have a good week, I want to celebrate that with you. If I have a bad week, I need you to come alongside me. We gather together because it makes us stronger as we do our MPD. So that's that first image, is that of a gathering. The second image is that of a journey. Different from a race, on a journey, we're all moving at our own paces, but heading towards a single goal. Some of us are feeling good and are on a pretty quick pace or can handle more each day. Others of us are dealing with a lot right now, whether it be childcare, schooling, mental stress, family, whatever the case may be, right? And we're on a slower pace. That's okay. The important thing is that we're all committed to the same destination. This is even a good opportunity for us to share one another's burdens as we travel together. The third image that we want to share with you is that of a feast. Now, in biblical times, feasts were meant to be a time of celebration, a time of remembrance, and a time of welcome. In particular, Jesus spends a lot of time at wedding feasts, and those were meant to be an opportunity for the guests to experience the host's abundance and provision. Now, if you've ever been to a Chinese 7-course or 10-course wedding banquet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This June, we have an opportunity to experience God's abundance and provision, and to do it as a familia. Just like at those Chinese banquets or at those wedding feasts, every course isn't the same, and we're all going to experience God's provision in different ways. But at the end of it all, we'll all be full. Even better, we get to invite others to be a part of this feast. And we get to partake in God's abundance together. And they get to partake of it just like we have. Okay, friends, that's it for this week. Sorry for the unusually long MPD moment, but it felt like this was an important thing to say. We're going to have a few different updates on how we're going to, things that we want to do to help us experience the sprint as a gathering and as a journey and as a feast in the coming days. So please keep an eye out on Teams in particular for those different announcements. We are here for you. Please make sure that you're getting rest, you're taking care of yourselves. And until next time, have an excellent day.